Back in the relative safety of the Ironwood Company fort upon Viridian, the party was transported there by Kai upon her triumphant return. However, things might have soured a bit as Iris ordered the interrogation and subsequent execution of the Viper Koko Silkweather. In fact, we'll go there now, as Kai, Finn, and Bread haul their prisoner to the cells beneath the fort. I assume it's Kai, probably safe to say, that's doing most of the pushing and prodding of Koko, though there are 2 guards with you that are able to handle her as well. But once you all are put into just a room by yourselves, the guards will exit, and one will look at Kai and say, "Do you wish to have the manacles removed?"
For now.
Very well, ma'am. The guard will unshackle Koko, give Kai a nod, and then both of them will just stand outside and shut the door.
And with that, if Koko hasn't already taken her place, Kai will say, "Sit," and will start pacing the room. Does she comply?
Oh, she's already sat down.
Oh, good.
Well, finally, now that we have some time alone, Kai, I have some questions for you.
And then she'll put up a hand to Finn, not to be rude in this case, but just to gesture to him, there's more important things at hand. And she'll let out a deep sigh and will say, "Uncooperative, are we? I bet you're just sitting there thinking, how can I get out of this alive? Aren't you, Koko?"
I find that when I can't rely on my own abilities to get me out of a bind, I can always count on others.
Well, let me just say that as long as you answer our questions, give us the information, and tell us everything, I promise that I will not hurt a single hair on that pretty little head of yours. What do you say to that?
Oh, I think that the day I start believing any of the promises that fall from your wretched mouth is the day that I've lost all sense and guile.
Well, it seems that we are at an impasse.
Are you going to sick your dogs on me? And she'll look past you at Finn and Bread.
Sorry, are we the dogs?
Yes, speaking of dogs, and Finn will kind of just shift his attention again to Kai and say, I would like to return to my original question, Kai. You see, since your departure, I would say a great deal has changed in the dynamics of our relationship. At least he kind of gestures to himself and kind of like halfway to Bread, because he doesn't really know, but he's just kind of like, I guess, in relation to Iris, definitely. The Ironwood Company as a whole, potentially. But the question remains, where do you stand with all of this? It is quite clear you are still Iris's loyalist. But I would, and now looking back to Koko, perhaps think that a little bit of catching up would be in order for our dear friend here, who, quite unfortunately, lost a leg and must have miraculously regrown it. I am also quite curious how that happened, but regardless. And he just kind of like sets himself at ease in a chair that was sitting up on the side, not showing any indication that he wants to take part in any sort of rigorous interrogation.
Koko will just smile and like give it a little laugh and just like, oh, am I to be witness to a little insurrection? And dearest Finn, is your age finally catching up to you? You don't hear the little whirs, the little clanking and hissing every time she takes a step.
I presumed it was something not of an Oravonian design, but I had hoped at least that she could give some witness to exactly who manufactured this monstrosity, he says, giving a half smile towards Koko.
Kai's going to take in a deep breath and a loud exhale.
And if she were alone in a room and there were a pillow to scream into.
And she'll say after she exhales and huffs and puffs, will say, could you excuse us for a second? And she says this to Koko.
Oh, you want Koko to just leave then, do you? That is all right by me, but...
Koko will just kick her feet up on the table, like in between you all and her, and just say, I'm quite all right staying if you wish to take your leave.
Finn will just kind of look back up at Kai and like point to the door, raising an eyebrow questioningly.
Kai is almost comically going to take Finn aside and will nod her head to Bread as if to huddle in the corner to get a little information about what's going on and to bring her up to speed.
Bread, as he joins the huddle, will say, "You're welcome for saving your life, by the way."
Oh, you're welcome for saving your life, by the way. I'm sorry. I forgot how much I love that silly little accent of yours.
You're one to talk.
Oh, come on, Brit. Have a laugh. Keeps you humble.
I don't know that you've ever been humble a day in your goddamned life.
I forgot. Why did I invite you to this? Finn, what is going on?
Bread will turn around and walk away. Go talk to Koko. Screw
Exit
this.
sidebar.
Yeah.
Finn kind of puts a gentle hand on Bread as he makes his way to go, prompting him to redirect. If he decides to leave, then that's fine.
Listen, we're not going to get anywhere productive as long as Kai and I are in the same room. So if you want to fill her in, go for it.
There you go, spouting out things again that you know nothing about.
Bread again looks at Kai with murder in his eyes.
We could have been friends. We could have been best friends.
No, this is Kai's fault. This is Kai's fault. She burned this bridge, not Bread.
Okay.
Finn just lets out a short exhale. Okay. As I am assuming we do not have very long before one of Iris's other lapdogs decides to come and check on us, I will just say this. The Vipers had their various reasons to depart. The only thing that I know for sure of is that I think the Ironwood Company is withholding more information from us than any of the Vipers have so far. I get the sense that their machinations have overextended themselves in this case. I believe there is grave danger at work behind what the Ironwood Company seeks to compel to happen on Viridian, and what the Vipers now are trying to prevent.
Well, I could have told you that.
So, I do not expect you to believe, much less trust, everything that the rest of us may say or do as you come to, I'm presuming you are mean to rejoin the Wolves. But I would ask that at least for now, in the time that we have with Koko, perhaps we could see this more as a not so Kai conversation and more of a we should listen to what Koko has to say conversation. Obviously, Annie kind of just shrugs. Everything taken with due caution. But I just need to wrap my head around what is going on.
Oh, Finny boy, good point. I'm inclined to agree. Kai, counterpoint?
Bread will laugh.
Kai will very slowly look over to Koko and give her a death glare, and will slowly look back at Finn and say, "After you."
And he'll give all right, I'll take this as a good first step nod. And then he will turn back to Koko and will resume sitting in the seat he was in before. And he'll just say, "No, just so we can say we had anything of information that we gleaned from you, is there anything else that you can even potentially give us as to the location of Saria or her whereabouts or doings?"
I don't believe you quite understand that that's really my only bargaining chip to remain breathing. As good as perhaps you all are, bleeding hearts and all, that one excluded, she'll point at Kai. As soon as I give up what I know, Iris, if none of you, will kill me.
How long do you think you've got if you don't tell us? I'm just asking honestly.
Oh, a good day, perhaps. I know Iris from before, you know. If she doesn't get what she wants, she'll get it anyway, some other way. And I'll just be a cliff note, some forgotten history, along her path of destruction. She'll look between the three of you. You really know nothing, do you?
Not for lack of asking.
Well, I don't think Gaumont and his ilk are really the kind to just be so forthcoming as you might think.
I wouldn't say the Vipers have exactly been forthcoming either.
Not by far our own fault. I assure you, Korvac, whatever you managed to squeeze out of him before ending his existence, I'm sure you called it mercy too, he knew nothing. He was the last to join up with Velson and the first to go. He only recently found his courage again and was making his way back before you lot snuffed him out. And Ethelward, Well, him and Velson never saw eye to eye. He was more concerned with his own goals than Velson's. And even I had my differences with the others, close though as we were. But when I saw that Velson was more absorbed in toppling Gaumont and the company and their efforts than in making any sort of reparation for the harm we'd wrought here in this land, that's when I said my goodbyes. I don't know if Sawya's still with him. Morgan neither. Though those two were always close, I suppose. If anyone still travels with Velson, it's Morgan. Last thing I knew of Sawya, she was running interference on the company's efforts here. I think she suspected that Velson had his own goals past what he was letting on himself. And I don't blame her for being suspicious, but whatever outriders she employs now, I assure you, they make for good company, and she will not go quietly. Not to any of your kind. I don't know where Morgan is. I don't know where Velson is. I don't know what they're up to or what they're doing. In fact, she'll just point up. This little fort, its state, wouldn't be a fool if I blamed Sawya for it. You know this isn't the only Ironwood holding in Viridian, right? Have they told you what exactly? That they're disadvantaged here? That they don't have quite the foothold yet? That the compact's keeping them down? I'm sure you believed it all. Have you even heard them talk about the harvest?
First I've heard the word.
Well then, you must not have grown up on a farm.
She's my favorite.
That's so... Brett did actually grow up on a farm.
Koko laughs at her own joke.
Oh, absolutely. Brett gives her this flat look of ugh.
Look, I've said all I can, all I'm willing to. I'm sure the bulky one is on his way down, bearing the executioner's sword as we speak. Not that any of you have the balls to do it, but I think our conversation's done here. I don't have anything to say to you, she'll point at Kai. And as for you, she'll look at Finn. I'm sure you can be quite devious when you need to, but you've got more of a bleeding heart than you know. And you, dear, she'll look at Bread. Well, I think you've got much too much to bear on your own to really be involved with our burdens. In fact, I heard from a little songbird, perhaps it was a mockingbird or perhaps a shrike, that you'd made some foul deals of your own.
She said the thing! She said the thing!
She said the thing! Oh, God. This is such a bad time for Brett.
It's at this point that there is a resounding thump, thump, thump on the door. And you hear one of the guards say, "Ma'am, permission to open."
Kai thinks about it for a second and will look at Koko as she does. Oh, for pity's sake, give us 5 minutes, please.
Seth, would Arnor just open the door regardless of the guard's orders?
Yes.
All right. You hear a slight gruff outside, and then the door swings open, and Arnor is standing there. And Koko just goes, right on cue.
Koko, I have a question for you.
You lot really don't have any clear indication of who's in charge of you, do you? Oh, just pups. Ooh, after the scraps. It's fun to watch.
Arnor is going to approach Koko.
All right. You stand across the table from her, looking down at her.
What did you want us to do with Felicia? You said that you wanted to correct the wrong. What are we supposed to do? We don't even know what she is.
Take her back to her people, where I stole her from. Though, truth be told, I'm not quite so sure they'd be very receptive of her presence either, being what she is.
Which is?
Well, a half-breed. One part human, one part... And she takes so much pleasure in saying this next word. Carriador.
Where are these people found?
Oh, you take her far enough inland, I'm sure they'll find you.
I don't know why, but I do believe that your intentions were good, regardless of the many stories that I've heard. Perhaps there is such a thing as redemption for one such as you.
Oh, Arnor, believe you me, I've worked horrors on this land, alongside my brothers and sisters in this very company. I seek only absolution for myself, and even that, I fear, is beyond any ability I possess. Now, if you've all had your fill, I'm quite weary, and I'd like a fair bit of rest before I have to, well, hang my head over the chopping block come morning.
Finn will resignedly just kind of nod his head a little bit. Doesn't say anything else to the rest of the others, and he will just give one last look at Koko and walk out the door.
One of the guards will enter after Finn leaves, holding the pair of manacles again. Just look to Kai. Should we keep her here, Mum, or transfer her to a cell?
Transfer her to a cell and make me aware of any movements. Do you understand?
Report any strange happenings, Mum.
And she'll walk out.
Leaving just Bread, this guard, and Koko as the guard goes around the back of her and hoists her to her feet, binding her wrists again.
I take it I'm not going to get any further answers out of you than I did before.
Oh, you haven't asked any questions, dear.
Bread sighs exactly like that. How do you know who I am?
It's my job, darling.
That doesn't answer my question, so...
Oh, you want specifics? You want to know exactly what poor wretch I beat it out of?
Aye, I do.
Well, I can't remember his name.
I don't believe you.
Well, to each their own, Bread. But perhaps some secrets aren't as so well kept as some would believe.
Truthfully, vulnerably, I don't know how that's possible.
You must have made some enemies in your time.
Meaning what, exactly?
Well, there's a lot of blood on those hands of yours. It's hard to wash off. The stains. It's insistent. Lots of families. Lots of children. Growing up without parents because of the actions of one ambitious young man. The Hollowing has taken more than its fair share of victims. You count your own kin among them. You lost, what, a father?
I'm sure you know that's not true.
Tell me the truth, then, Red.
You seem to think you already know it.
Maybe I don't. Why don't you enlighten me?
I'm gonna pay you a favor back in kind and say nothing since you've said nothing to me.
Very well. You there? She'll look at the guard behind her. I'd like to go to my cell now. I'm sure it's less stuffy than this place. And as she passes by you, Bread, she just whispers like, oh, we could have been something, dear. Something grand. Shame. To-do. And the guard will haul her off.
Bread just shakes his head and then hangs his head and stands in that room in the dark by himself for probably several minutes.
Upstairs, while the interrogation was going on, Sirocco, in the opposite wing from where you all had established your rooms last time you were here, you are showing then Fatima and Isana to their separate quarters. Isana, whose arm is still firmly in yours, will say, giving you a little squeeze, that was very brave, what you said and did, standing up for me there. But this Iris character, she's your superior?
For now, yes.
This is a military structure, no? In such an organization as this, words of dissent, I believe, can be quite deadly.
I do not speak any words of dissent. She does have authority over me and my group. But let us just say the contract between House Castellan and the Ironwood Company is not a permanent one. In fact, I believe after our mission here on Viridian is completed, that will be the end of my employ with the Ironwood Company.
One would dearly hope so. They have quite a foul reputation. You wouldn't want to sully your own.
No, that is true. And if it were up to me, I would have nothing to do with them. But I have business with them. Things I must accomplish before I part ways.
And Yasana will just nod and then peer past you as you're walking through these halls or up these stairs or where have you, and say, Lady Alvelo, you would risk then your reputation.
I would risk everything to get what I need. Reputation means nothing to one who's lived as long as I have. I've existed before this company, and if history is to be believed, I will continue to exist afterwards. Reputation can be lost and gained within a year. What I seek is worth so much more.
Oh, within a fortnight, I dare say. Though you, my good lady, have worked up quite a reputation, if I'm to understand it correctly. Though even I was ill-informed of your predicament. I cannot say that I'm not surprised, perhaps even a little shocked to see you alive and well again, but, well, this night has produced more than one oddity. I'll simply stomach it for now.
If it brings you comfort, know that it's not catching, I might say.
Might I pose a perhaps indecent question?
It's the only interesting kind.
Did you ever have any children?
16.
And you've outlived them all?
And their children. And their children's children. Depending on which line you follow, 40 generations have passed since this began.
She'll just blink a little and say, yes, interesting.
Tragic, my dear. Tragic.
I'm sure, after such a time, everything must be. Though I must ask, the matriarch of yore, that's, well, the talk of all noble circles, both here and in Vernados, of House Alvelo. You're one and the same.
When I need to be, yes, though generally I try to avoid publishing my former position, though I do maintain some perks.
Interesting. And then she'll just smile and look as Sirocco and you arrive in this wing. Say, these must be ours. Thank you, my dear. And she'll pat Sirocco's hand. I believe I can get settled on my own.
Very well. As much as I would dearly enjoy to prolong this conversation, I will leave you to it.
Then perhaps let me say one parting word. Whether or not your allegiances remain with the Ironwood Company, my dear boy, you have a friend in me.
And you and I am certain, after all this is settled, our paths will cross again. And he will give a nice bow to her as he takes his leave.
Noah, why don't you roll a just like reactive vigilance check? That'll be 5 difficulty.
There's 3 failures, 2 threats, and a despair.
You don't see shit.
You take her comment of boy as just some term of endearment. Whatever secret you may hold, you're confident is safe and sound. Isana will also bid goodnight to Fatima before she heads into her room.
With Isana gone, Sirocco will turn to Fatima and he will say, Lady Fatima, I am glad to see that you are in good health after everything that has happened as of late.
I find your politeness so endearing, Sirocco.
That makes one of us in the entire group. Everyone else seems to be put off by it. They are too busy being dour all the time. But I wanted to reassure you, Lady Fatima, that with everything going on, I have not forgotten our promise to you. And we will discover what the secret behind your unending days is, so that we may break this curse and finally lay you to rest.
Oh, Sirocco, I would be absolutely delighted if you are the one who gathered up that fortune and found your way in this world. Oh, let me offer a word of advice to you now, as we're here. You seem like a smart young man, and there's no shortage of people telling you this, but I wouldn't trust that Iris too far. Not sure I would trust any of them too far. Do your best. I'm sure you'll find your way through.
I thank you for these words of guidance. Believe me, there are few that I do trust wholly and completely. But I do not think that any of my companions, at least the ones that travel with me, bear me any ill will. Well, perhaps 1 or 2 of them. But we will confer with them later. I am sure that they are in the midst of gaining information that is likely to be useful to us. And I'm sure they will also go around and keep some of that to themselves, so that perhaps they have some more secrets which they love to keep. But that is of no concern to me. It is important that we help you achieve your goals. I do not want you to feel like you have been swept under the rug like some dirty secret. Like, what do you sweep under rugs, like rats?
You've never swept before, have you?
Only the women off of their feet.
Oh, you rapscallion.
Smooth. Nice recovery.
Nailed it.
With a light laugh and a short smile. She says, I appreciate that, but after 600 years, you get some pretty good instincts, and I have a good feeling about you all. A good feeling that I will end up dead, that is. So, let's say I'm looking forward to it.
Well, this is certainly the group for it. My advice to you, to reciprocate the advice that you have given to me, I would say stick close to Bread. Those around him have a propensity to, well, you saw what happened to the prince. Anyway, where are the others? I am sure they are around here somewhere. Well, I'll leave them be. I go find something to eat now. I'm famished.
I myself am ready for a short nap. She turns towards the quarters that have been allotted to her and lays down for a brief bit of respite.
As Fatima is leaving into her room, Finn kind of, as he, was making his way out of the dungeon cellar, talking with Koko, he brushes past Sirocco and just kind of asks him he seems very distracted by something, but he kind of almost like bumping into Sirocco shook him back into like noticing where he was. And he says, Sirocco, you wouldn't by chance know where Yasana's room would you?
Yes, it is. Hang on. What's it to you?
Yeah, that's my question too.
You look to be rather distracted, Fiend.
Finn looks at him like kind of with this genuine, just don't want to say innocence, but just like he's almost like taken aback by this question of like what alternative motive, because he really was just like totally spaced out in his other thing, and he was just like, I just wanted to ask a question about her lizard.
Okay, Fiend. I'll tell you, and you can go ask her about the lizard. But then I want to ask you some things, because I know you and Bread have little secrets together.
Oh my god. Jesus.
Finn kind of matches his tone in this like hushed way, and he says, and I think we have some matters to discuss as well, Sirocco, about and he just kind of like does like a little explosion with his hand.
Fair enough. We talk business later. She is in that one. And he points down the hall a bit to a door.
Okay, perfect. Finn will just continue his walk down to this door and give it a like hesitant knock.
Who's there? You hear from inside.
It's it's Finn.
Oh, you may enter.
And he'll push open the door and just kind of look in there for a little bit. And he doesn't like move to go into the room.
She's there in her dressing gown.
Come in.
But it finally registers to him like, a 5-second delay that she said like come in. So he like pushes the door open, stands there awkwardly for a couple seconds, and then enters and closes the door behind him.
She has started to, ready herself for the evening, but she'll just look up at you and say, "Is there something I can assist you with?"
Perhaps. First, are you doing okay after all the events of today? Dropping an entire palace into the middle of Aiden Silk is, by all accounts, jarring.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate your concern. I told your friend Sirocco that I'm perhaps not as accustomed to these sudden oddities as you lot, but I'll make do. Soldier on, as it were, and I'm sure the shock will wear off and I'll feel it in the morning. And she'll, this little playful smile will just immediately deadpan, and she'll continue, removing her earrings.
Yes, Finn, almost not even noticing the transition back to just the deadpan look. Yes, I wanted to talk about your lizard.
Oh my god, what is going on? He's having, an autistic meltdown.
Oh, well, she'll look over to the kind of a desk situated near a window where her little Oloko, that she called Zelenia, just is curled up, kind of resting, its little feathers kind of splaying with each breath it takes.
Finn takes, as soon as she directs the attention over to Zelenia, he takes this almost, over-eager half-step towards it and catches himself there.
Even as you do that, Isana will take a over-eager half-step toward interrupting you, coming in between you and the Oloko.
I am quite embarrassed to even be mentioning the topic again. What did you call it again? What was it?
Oh, the species?
Yes.
I've heard it called an Oloko.
How did you happen upon Zelenia again?
An expedition, as it were, in the deep south of the continent. There are vast jungles there, great stretches of white sand beaches as well, and towering palms. Very pretty. One day, we were, I'd venture to guess, say quite lost. Our guide had expired a few days before from some dreadful fall, and the one that took his place was ill-equipped for the journey. Our food was running low, and one evening, as our current hunt master attempted to secure some food, he came upon this little creature. As he was about to skewer it, I bid him stop and spare it, and it's been with me ever since.
And Finn's attention, after the little kind of half step and then shifting back towards Isana, he kind of was only half listening to what she was saying, and his gaze just drifted back over to the lizard. And after the story is done, he just kind of lets it hang there in silence for a couple seconds. And looking at Zelenia, he says, Could Zelenia accompany me? Perhaps on our next business outing.
I'm not so sure I understand.
I am not necessarily what one might call a purveyor of the creatures of Ranaros or Viridian. Obviously, as you could tell, I am much more fascinated by mechanical things. But when you showed us Zelenia at that party, there was a connection.
Let me clarify one point. Phineas, is it? You are speaking about yourself and the lizard, yes?
Can I pet your dog? Can I please pet your dog?
Can I pet that dog?
That's exactly what's coming off. Not even showing that, the absurdity of having to ask the question on her end. He's still just looking at Zelenia and says, Yes, I am speaking of Zelenia.
Why don't you let me sleep on it? It's been quite the day, as I've said. You've experienced it yourself.
Yes, of course. I am intruding already. It was a rash decision to come and ask.
No. And she'll lay a hand on your shoulder.
He kind of does a little jump. It's not even a jump. It's almost like that little, when you put your hand on a dog sometimes, their skin kind of
you get the ruffles.
Little, shake. He puffs. It's almost just
so
this little
specific.
This little tremor kind of goes through him at the physical touch.
Well, even through your nice clothes, tattered as they are from the party, it feels as though her fingers are touching your skin, and there's a soothing chill to them. And she says, You're not intruding. Come around come morning and we'll speak.
Sufficiently calmed and happy with the outcome of this conversation, he'll overly politely nod his head and thank her and make his way out the door.
Oh, Phineas?
Yes?
Perhaps might I pose a question of you before you take your leave?
It is only fitting after I have posed such a out-of-the-blue question to you.
No, you've been no imposition of any sort. I apologize if this comes off as untoward, but correct me if I'm wrong. I believe I may have overheard. You're not from here, are you? You're lying.
Whatever out-of-it nature that he had kind of had, flusteredness from this whole previous conversation that had been clouding his mind, it's just, immediately cut through, and he just, connects with her visually, eye to eye. Yes, that is true.
I as well am what you might call, even still, a foreigner in these lands. My family was of older blood. I hope, regardless of whatever professional association we may entertain, you and I might become friends.
I do hope so.
Perhaps we can help one another.
I hope so as well.
At the very least, it's good to know that someone else understands what it's like to be so far from home.
Wandering, as it were.
Yes, what it felt like, looked like, the smell of the air, the taste of food. If you'll excuse me, I should ready myself for bed.
Yes, I as well. It is sure to be as eventful of a day tomorrow as it was yesterday.
Oh, I would hope not, but with you lot, I don't doubt it. Good night.
Good night.
Finn leaves and presumably heads back to his quarters in your wing of the fort. By some strange serendipity, all of the wolves arrive nearly simultaneously to retire to their quarters after any conversations, perusings, or strollings that they may have undertaken this night. And you all still have rooms here. Kel, Finn, Sirocco, Arnor, Kai, and Bread, allotted to each one of you, undisturbed since you last left them. The doors open and waiting as the six of you come across this little common hall.
As everybody congregates, and we're all just kind of looking at each other for a moment in this hallway, Saraka will say, okay, if nobody else is going to bring this up, then it falls on me. Bread, what the hell was that? Recap for everybody present, just so we are all clear on what happened. We go there to find Koko, and along the way, Bread gets secret mission from a bird that fly by or something that say, oh, you need to kill the prince now. And because of that, we almost die in big explosion from Finn, second explosion of the day. But I want to know, what is little bird that come by and whisper to your ear, Bread, say, you must kill the prince? Or was that the mission the whole time? You have that one in the pocket before we even go to the party.
I didn't have anything in my pocket at all. I don't
have pockets, Rocco.
I don't have pockets, actually. To be honest with you, Sirocco, I don't even know where to begin answering a question as big as this.
Well, perhaps we try smaller questions first. When did you learn that you must kill the prince?
Very shortly after I saw him.
Then perhaps another small question. Why did you say we must kill the prince or one of us was going to die? Would you have been the one to kill us? Or was it the little bird?
I think the bird would have done it with me as an instrument.
Oh, I'm sorry, I hate to be a bother, but what is going on with the lot of you?
As I said, Kai, a lot has happened.
Do you remember when I knew where Ethelward was, and I needed you to trust me and to just move in that direction, and I was right?
Yes.
I have a way of getting information that other people can't obtain from places they shouldn't obtain it, and the being on the other side of that connection has started to ask for things in return. That's the best way I can describe it.
Okay. I am not going to pretend like I know the ins and outs of your situation, but here is my next small question. What do we do when that little bird does not want a prince who sucked the life from the people of the city, but instead would like my life? Or the life of Kel, or Arnor, or probably even Fatima, although she will enjoy that. How do I know that the little bird not come for one of us next time? Or how do I know the little bird not come and say, cuckoo, hello Bread, today we kill everyone? Because I have been very trusting so far. We all have been very trusting so far. Nobody asked about your hand. Nobody asked about the bird to this point. Everybody say, okay, we trust you, but now people are dying, and the last one got so bad, if Kai had not shown up and take us all away, we all would have been toast.
We could have gotten out of that room had a certain explosion not happened, but I'm not pointing fingers here on that.
No, a tribunal for Finn come up next. Right now, you are in seat.
The honest answer to that question is that I don't know. I don't know at what point the rest of the world will be on the chopping block, and I wish I knew what I could do about it, but I don't. And, to be very honest with you, that terrifies me.
Well, to be honest with you, it terrifies me too. So I say this clearly. If I get wind that one of us are on the chopping block at the behest of your little bird, then I personally will not hesitate to separate the bird from his instrument, or at the very least, go down fighting. Does that make sense?
It does, and I wouldn't fault you for it.
Then we have an understanding. If any of you have anything left to say to him, feel free. I am finished.
Can I get some healing?
Yeah, I don't care about your weird stuff.
Your inner demons? Not a problem.
My intestines are falling out of my hand. Someone please heal me. I'm very hurt.
Of course, Kel.
Well, I don't think I need to be there for that. I think I'm going to go to bed. And Finn kind of does like a once over across the room. And tries to sneak his way into his room.
Oh, Finn, don't worry, we are not finished quite yet. I would like to know, on the topic of getting into dangerous situations, what exactly goes through your mind before you decide to blow us all up?
The probability that I will survive.
Okay, so you see where I have a problem, because you say probability you survive and not us survive.
You'd never asked me what the third thing was that goes through my mind.
I never asked what the second thing was that goes through your mind. What are the second and third thing in that order?
The second thing that goes through my mind is the likelihood of whatever it is that I am trying to blow up survives. And the third thing is, what does the likelihood of those who are traveling with me will survive?
Okay, a lot of probabilities. I'm not so good with numbers. But perhaps we can bump the priority for the safety of the group up ahead of the safety of whatever you try to blow up.
He does like some you can tell he's like legitimately calculating things in his head.
This man.
Finn is not so difficult, okay? Maybe next time, before you throw a bomb, you can say some sort of word like a bomb, okay? Or at least give a whistle or something to let us know that the floor will be falling out from under us once more.
I will be honest, that was not taken into my probabilities and calculations, but I see where you are coming from, Sorako. I tell you what, when you start having respect for my work and what I attempt to bring to the group, then we can start talking about your safety.
I do respect your work, Finn. Is why I prize you so highly, but I prize myself also highly. And the others, of course. I simply say, perhaps we can communicate better, work better together as a team, so that when we are in the midst of a bad situation, we do not have to wonder, maybe today is the day rock fall on my head because Finn calculate my survivability lower than everyone else.
The weariness of the day and just kind of everything that's been going on starts to show through in just like his eyes and demeanor, and Finn just like you almost tell that he's like getting more human almost at this point, like as just whatever facade he puts forward or like the machinations of his brain start to fade or fail him. He kind of just nods his head at you in a very like accepting way and just says, you are right, Sorako. I have been in many ways reckless with the lives of all of you. I do not think I am the only one, however, but it is something that I will work on. There, does that sate you?
Fine. Is good enough.
I'm glad that's settled.
And now I do not think any of the rest of you have put my life or the life of anyone else in this group in danger, so my business amongst everybody is concluded.
My, so much has happened in the time that I've been gone. Tell me, before we all retire to our beds, what do we make of Koko?
I like her.
Well, if my information is correct, I suppose that she's not long for this world.
Yes, you are correct. I am to kill her in the morning.
Are you going to do it?
Me? No, I made a vow that I wouldn't hurt her.
I wasn't asking you, Kai.
Well, before I answer that, Kel, there was something that I was going to discuss with you, but it does not really matter. Where Valicia has indeed been committed to my care, I do not think that she is in any more danger, and that Iris will be true to her word to let me deal with her as I see fit. So, I do not think it would be wise to be hasty and continue with our previous course of action.
Cal kind of nods for a moment, and then she glances around at everyone else who's kind of been off and about during the whole day. She hasn't really been around anybody else much. And she says to everybody, in the sake of being honest, and she'll gesture to Sirocco as if to say, here you go, Felicia believes Iris intends to kill her. And I kind of agree with her. I don't trust Iris, and I want to get her out. Koko too.
I hope you did not misread me, Kel, but I too wish to have her reach safety. I don't know what it is about her, but something draws me in to feel for her and her plight. I will see to it that she is safe to the best of my ability, so I don't know if acting tonight would make too much of a difference.
Well, the way I see it is that time is of the essence. So, what's the plan?
Well, originally my intention would be to wait till tomorrow, and if Koko were not to get out herself, unfortunately go forward with the plan to execute her. I do not think that she is deserving of it, but the Ironwood Company does mean something, and while I am tired of all the secrets, they still hold a place in my heart as something meaningful.
Well, if there is to be a showing of an execution in the morning, then I need to get my rest. I will bid you all good night. And he kind of once again, scans the room, lingering a little bit longer on Sirocco, and then he will bow out and go to his room for the night.
Well, maybe I'll take after Finn. I will discuss things with Felicia and rest myself. And Arnor will start walking away.
Soraka will just look at everybody else that's still present, give a little nod, and then head to his quarters without a word.
Well, it seems that nothing has changed then, has it?
Very observant of you, Kai.
It's such a pleasure to be back with the group. She'll subvert herself and will retreat into her room.
With everyone else gone, Bread will gesture at Kel and sort of motion for them to go into her room.
Kel will lead him inside.
I'm sorry about all that.
I'm not.
He will just kind of nod and then buckle down to business here. I will spend some time doing actual healing.
Yeah, you could do a check, and that'll take place over the conversation.
Yeah.
Right.
That should be 2 difficulty.
Come on, baby. That is 3 success, 1 advantage. So 3 plus 4, 7 wounds healed.
7 wounds.
Excellent.
Very nice.
Right, so this is an interesting conversation to have in light of everything that just happened in the hallway. I don't doubt that exactly what you said Iris's intentions for Felicia are true. I don't trust Iris either. I don't even like her, to be honest. So this being that's attached itself to me, the next target that it wants me to set my sights on is Felicia.
Brad, I don't know if you can do that.
To be honest with you, I don't have any intention of doing it, but I don't know that my intentions matter at all.
This thing that you have, whatever it is, it's dangerous, right? Like, this isn't just a joke. This isn't something to scoff at. This is serious.
I wish I was joking. I don't even know that I know exactly what it is that I've gotten myself into. And I don't know if I'm too far gone to do anything about it. There was a period of time before coming to Viridian, when there was something else that I was talking to in the Beyond. I don't even... I have the ability to speak with something by virtue of feeling or hearing the thoughts and the emotions of the dead. At first, there was something different on the other side of that, something more benevolent, but no less demanding. And since coming here, that connection has strengthened. And there was a period of time where it was asking me to do things that went against what made sense to me, but I didn't have a strong enough connection to it to understand what was going on. And once I did, what was waiting on the other side of that was this current birdie, as Sirocco so eloquently put it, and it had killed the other one. I don't know what it is that we're dealing with, but I do know that it has the capability to take over my mind, my body, and enact its will. And I think that in a moment of weakness, I agreed to obey its orders.
Kel has been her eyes are a little distant. She's listening to everything that you're saying, but she's thinking it through, running through possibilities, running through ideas, trying to find solutions. And she kind of blinks back to herself, and she turns to look at you as you're bandaging her. Brad, I really wish I knew how to solve this. I wish there was an answer for this, but I don't know what to do. And that's worse than feeling like I have an answer, I think. Because if I had an answer, I could come to terms with it, whether that's to find something to break its hold of you, or even if I had to kill you or something. If there was a solution, it would be easier to come to terms with that, but there's no solution to this that I see. What do we do?
I think he just sort of shakes his head like he's at a complete loss with this as well. And I think that it would be very evident to Kel, because as good as Bread is at deception and lying and kind of appearing on the surface to have a very collected sense of self, that's been shattered. And she has expressed a desire to help him in a way that no one else has in years. And so I think that layer of performance just kind of sloughs off, and she can see very clearly that this is not just about this problem specifically, but like a deeper conflict within Bread where he is convinced that he is irredeemable, if that makes sense. I don't know that there is anything we can do. I don't know that there ever has been. Your friend, Aiden, mentioned that he'd seen things like this before, and he will motion with his blackened hand. Have you?
She smiles, which is weird, because Kel doesn't really smile all that often. She's kind of stoic most of the time. And she nods and says, yeah, Aiden and I have seen it. Can I show you something? Kel stands up from where they had been sitting, and she gathers up the hem of her dress and hikes it up and holds it up to her hip, and careening up her leg are sickly blackened marks, very, very similar to yours, that are crawling up her leg. And she hoists her dress up a little higher, and you can see they're creeping up her hip and up her stomach and rib cage now. And she says, a few days ago, these only came up to my thigh. When we got into that fight earlier today, these grew, and they grow every time I do it. I don't know what happens when it reaches my heart, or my throat, or my face. I don't know. But it grows, and it's been growing for years. It's part of the reason why I don't really undress in front of the rest of you. I'm sure you've all noticed it, but it's always a mark of shame for me, I think. I was a scientist, I was supposed to be better about these types of things, but I think the problem that a lot of scientists run into is that we're arrogant. Aiden and I were arrogant, and we messed with something that we shouldn't have. You know, Finn knows, and this is my mark that I bear now because of it. Aiden has one too, but you're not alone, Bread.
Hearing that, not that last line specifically, but that whole, all of that, Bread tears up and like swallows that down. I want to tell you something that I haven't told anyone. And I don't want you to think less of me, but I won't think less of you if you do. You're a scientist. I'm a scientist. Your mark, my mark. He holds up his arm. I was a medical researcher, studying application of anti-kinetics. I created the Hollow-In. All of those people are dead. Because of me. I've got more blood on my hands than I can even imagine. Than I'll ever know
Did you do it on purpose?
No, but that doesn't matter.
It does. And it doesn't. You wrought something on this world that you can't ever take back. And you have to live with that. But at the same time, Brett, I don't think you're a bad person. I think maybe you have the best heart out of all of us. Maybe apart from Arnor, but we've all done bad things, Brett. It doesn't do us any favor to compare our sins to that of the others. And I know that this is a hard burden to bear. I won't downplay your fear or your stress or your anger or your guilt or your self-hatred by saying that, I'm just as bad or anyone else is just as bad, because you fucked up. But there are things we've all done that we're not proud of. It's what we choose to do after that matters. You could choose to spread the Halloween if you want. You could choose to not help people, but I've seen you put your life on the line to help every single one of us, at the detriment of yourself, and people you don't even know. And I don't know if that comes from a place of guilt or if it comes from a place of genuine care, but I don't really know that that matters. Intentions are important, yes, but actions are more important. I can intend all the good things in the world, but if I don't do anything, what fucking good does it do? Nothing. But you help people. You helped me today. You helped Arnor. You helped everyone here. We wouldn't be here without you. And I know that there's nothing I can say to you that gets rid of your guilt, and I won't try to. But you are not alone, and I want to help you. I want to help all of us, and I want to do good.
Then we need to figure out a way to get this thing unattached.
Okay. You tell me what you need.
I don't know. I wish I did.
And that's when you hear a very distinct but quiet tap, tap, tap
Ryan.
at the door.
Who is it?
And then you just hear again, tap, tap, tap.
It's terrifying.
I'm
I hate
so
this.
scared. It's like 1:30. I'm in my basement.
Why did your lights just flicker?
Stop. What's wrong with you? Kel looks to Bread and then looks to the door and looks back to Bread.
He just gives her a helpless, I don't know, kind of shrug.
Kel walks over to the door, makes sure her dress is smoothed down, covering up her marks, and she'll crack it open.
I mean, the candles have been blown out in the hallway. The sliver of light that emanates from your room illuminates barely a strip of a figure outside, largely unfamiliar eyes looking at you, but a soft face and the clothes of the princess.
So she sees Valicia?
Yeah.
Okay.
And you just see, the one illuminated eye of hers, almost like a cat's eye in the night, looking at you
So horrifying.
through this little crick in your door that you've opened.
And then very quietly, hushedly, but loud enough that Bread and Valicia can hear her, Kel will say, Valicia?
She'll nod, silent.
I'll turn and look back at Bread and kind of wide eyes at the door.
I think Bread looks terrified to be in close proximity, but will nod there's no way around this.
Kel will open the door wider so that Bread can at least see Valicia out in the hallway and Valicia can see into the room.
She'll gesture inward as if asking to enter.
Kel nods, and as Valicia enters, she'll peek up and down the hallway to make sure there's no one that she can see that's peeking out of their room, to see if any lights are on or anything, or to see if... Not lights on, there's no lights here. She peeks out of her room to see if there's anyone else in the hallway or if there's anything else going on that's unusual for this time.
You see some flickering candlelight from under a couple others' doors, but the hall, with your ill-adjusted eyes, is just pitch black.
I will let her into the room and shut the door behind her, I guess.
She stands there for a moment, looking rather stiff and uncomfortable in this quasi-royal get-up that she's been wearing since the event. And she'll look from Kel to Bread, and she'll say, in Fellish, "It takes me time to say what I am supposed to say like this in your speech. But speech as Cariador do hurts you. I felt it. I'm sorry." She'll nod at Kel,
It's okay.
and then her eyes will hone in on Bread. "I have felt from both of you, a great void. Not void as you all say, but empty loss. Do you understand?
Kel gestures over to Bread and gestures to his blackened hand. Do you mean like this?
No, not sorcery, not magic. Loss, pit, void, empty inside. You. She'll look at Bread and take like a step toward you, a hand raising slightly.
He absolutely steps back.
Hey, easy, you two.
Love, lost. And then she'll look over her shoulder at Kel. Love, lost. Friend, empty, distant. And then back to Bread. You fill void with sorrow. You seek forgiveness. You lose love. Am I wrong?
I think, especially given the day that Brett has had and then this previous conversation with Kel, he does not realize it at first, but he is absolutely crying. Just silent tears running down his face, and he kind of like comes to and wipes them away like, what is happening to me? And then looks at Valicia with this expression of, how do you know this on his face?
She reads that and she kind of screws up her face as if she knows what she wants to say, but like can't. And then she'll hold out a hand to Kel, like just like two fingers. Palm, hand.
Kel reaches out, gives her a palm.
And you feel like this little pinprick almost, but there's nothing there in your hand. There's no blood. There's no wound. You just feel like this like psychic shock almost. And Valicia says, Aiden. And then she'll hold out her hand for Bread.
Very hesitant, but will give her his hand.
And you feel the same thing as she grips her forefinger and thumb to your palm. Just this tiniest little shock. You might even recoil. And she'll just say, Lilia.
I don't know if Brett can keep it together.
Oh, my poor boy.
The things that I did to this man and his backstory.
And she'll look back at Kel and then to Brett again, say, lost. Long lost. Now fill with death. And she'll kind of get a smile and say, I'm sorry. I take some understanding from both of you. And you see her speaking like incredibly more easily than she was before.
Cool. She's so cool.
I know what ails you both. And you. She looks at Kel. You are in danger. You are fruit ripening on branch. Heavy, ready to fall into waiting maw. And she'll glance back at Bread when she says that.
Does the entity want Kel?
I'm so scared.
And then she will eye Bread once more. You stand under bow, shaking limb, feeding, vile thing. Why?
I don't have a good answer for you.
Curiosity,
Guilt.
arrogance,
Yes.
Yes. Shame.
much shame. And she'll look back at Kel too. Between both of you, between all of you,
Yes.
your entire people. Shameful. Viridian is soaked with blood because of the actions of your people. And then she will really like level her eyes on Bread and take another step toward you. Like 3 quick steps actually, just the whole, going across the whole room.
Hey.
He recoils for sure, mostly like out of fear of hurting her. He does not want to provoke anything.
As Kel says this, do you like reach out for her or anything, or are you just like verbally?
I take a step forward, but Kel doesn't want to hurt Valicia either, because Kel is very interested in what she has to say. And also, Kel is very protective of Bread, who she's come to see as a very close friend, but she also, I think she's curious to see what will happen in a way. So she takes a step forward, but she doesn't stop Valicia from trying to approach Bread.
If you don't do anything outward, then
Yeah.
she will not react to that.
She has no reason to fling me across the room with her mind powers. With her Jedi mind tricks.
She'll step closer to Bread, raising a finger and just reaching out as if she were going to touch something. And she lays her hand on the air, like almost miming it between the two of you. She's barely a few feet away. And then she'll run a finger down the air, then move her hand against it as if parting some kind of unseen curtain. And then she'll point to her own cheek and tap under her eye, saying, "You see, no? Or you?" And then she'll tap her ear. "You only hear."
Has he seen this entity ever, or did he only see the remains of the other one?
I think you've only ever felt it and heard it.
I don't think you've seen it.
much.
I don't think it was visible in that the one time that things were visible. It was like, here's the dead body of the thing that I killed.
Yeah, basically.
I can only see its name.
What name?
I use ID gear.
It is old speech, older speech than Cariador. Perhaps Soliera speech. But not mankind, not kinlish, not sanguine. I said gear. And as she says it, you feel like a shiver in your spine. What do you know of the great god?
I assume nothing. Is that true, Ryan?
You've never heard that terminology.
Did she say the gray god or the great god?
Gray.
Gray, okay.
Brett just shakes his head.
Nothing.
No,
Really?
I didn't study religion at college.
Do you think funny?
No, but I've sort of been torn open several times today, so pardon a little barbed humor.
No, not funny. Death is not funny.
You think I don't know that?
You should know. She'll just sigh, and she'll go for the door. But before she exits, she'll turn again and say, "You must know, you are all together, pack wolves, yes? Not chance, not luck, design, handpicked, assassins, scientist, inventor, warrior, doctor, liars, deceivers. I must feel the others." And she'll just do the gesture that she did with the two of you when she touched your palms. "To know, but I will not impose. You are friends, I hope. Friends share secrets. So ask your friends about the Grey God and the Grey Plane. Tell your friends of Ayuza the Gear, and ask them of Moraz Il Talar. Ask them of Kelsang in Sudan, or you will all be as..." And she'll just motion to Kel, "ripe fruit. Good night."
Valicia, wait. Whatever's going on with Bread, do you know how to fix it?
Yes?
How?
You would not like answer.
Tell me anyway.
Sever bond.
Are we safe here? On Viridian?
She'll almost get an amused expression on her face. The closest thing to levity you've seen her express as she opens the door and stops and says, "No, no soul is safe on Viridian." And with that, she departs, fading into the dark of the hall and the night.